Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Avery and today I will be doing the Pride Flag book tag. I was tagged to do this by my lovely friend Spencer from Common Spence, who actually created this tag. So thank you so much, Spencer, for tagging me to do this video. I absolutely loved this tag so much and thought it was so creative, and I love your video a lot. And I will leave the link for his channel and his video down below. So this whole tag is all centered around LGBTQ plus books and characters, since it is Pride Month, and so without further ado, let's get started. The first question is all centered around the color red on the flag, which symbolizes life, and this question says, talk about a book who has a spirited protagonist who is totally proud of who they are. Someone who gives you life. And for this one, I'm going to have to go with Charlie from Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. I absolutely love Charlie in this book. She doesn't really care about how people think about her with her sexual preference, because she's always known that she is bisexual, and even though people assume that she isn't, since she has dated her male co-star in the famous TV show that she's been in, people don't really know that about her until one day her longtime crush, who is a YouTuber, ends up at a convention that she's attending, and it's her trying to date her, connect with her, trying to sweep her off her feet, and it is just amazing. And Charlie gives me so much life because she is so proud of who she is, not just in her sexual preference, but in her nationality as an Asian American, and she's also like really funny, and she's also like super cute. She has like pink hair and she makes YouTube videos, and like her friends are amazing, and overall she's just an amazing person, and I love her character, and I think she is totally proud of who she is, and she gives me so much life. The second color on the flag is orange, which represents healing. Name a book that made you as the reader find a deeper meaning or catharsis about your own life. And for this one, I'm going to have to go with I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This story is told in two different perspectives. They're told in the perspective of twins, one of which is a girl, one of which is a guy, and the guy evidently happens to be gay. But in the chapters told by his point of view, he is 13 years old, and the chapters told in the point of view of his twin sister, they are, I believe, 17 or 16 years old. When they are 13, they are best friends, and in the chapters where it switches off points of view to when they're 16 or 17, they don't talk to each other at all. So this book is trying to figure out why they are estranged and how that came to be, and part of that does have to do with Noah's sexuality, and I think his sister trying to understand that, because he is a closeted gay teen and he's only 13, so it obviously is somewhat hard to tell your family members about this at that young of an age. And this gave me a different meaning to my life, just because this, I believe, is like the first LGBTQ novel that I ever read. I read it a few years ago. When I was in middle school, I went to a private middle school where I didn't really think about gay people, in all honesty. That wasn't really something that happened for me. We only had a class of 40 students, and those 40 students were obsessed with talking about relationship with guys and girls, and I wasn't really shown anything but straight people, you know what I mean? I wasn't informed by anything. I didn't really think about it much until high school, when a bunch of my friends were gay or otherwise not straight, and I realized like how many people in the world are like this, whereas I was just confined to this small group of people in middle school or beforehand that were all straight, or claimed they were. I didn't know at the time. Anyways, this book was just like so enlightening for me, because this was, yeah, the first like LGBTQ plus novel that I like read, and I loved it. I enjoyed learning about different people, and I just thought after reading this book, I need to read more, and I did. I've read a lot since then, but this is what sparked my knowledge and my understanding for people who are different than me. So I also really recommend this book because it is gorgeous. The third color on the flag is yellow, which represents sunshine. Talk about a book that fills you up with so much joy that it could brighten even your darkest days. For this one, I'm obviously going to go with Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This is probably my favorite LGBTQ plus novel. It's just because of Simon and Baz, to be honest with you. Like, I love them so much. Reading about them just like brings a smile to my face. This couple is amazing. I love them so so much, and I just need more of them in my life. Basically, if you didn't know, this is basically like Harry Potter fan fiction, kind of. Like, it is. And people are hating on it because it's like Harry Potter fan fiction, but it's good. And I'm obsessed with the romance in the couple in this book. I love them a lot, and I need more of them, and I can't wait for the next book. It's what, 2 years till the next book? I'm like already crying. The fourth color is green, which represents nature. Talk about a book that is set out of this world or in a reality different from our own. For this one, I'm going to go with They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. This was my first read for 2018, and it just like set the bar so high for my reading year. Basically, this world is much like our own, except there's this company called Deathcast, which calls you 24 hours before your death, and they don't tell you what happens or why it happens, but they're just telling you, hey, you're gonna die within the next 24 hours. Like, heads up, like, get all your ducks in a row before you die, you know what I mean? Obviously, people have ways of coping with this information. Like, for example, we have an app in this world called the Last Friend app, where people can go on that app to connect with people who are about to die or just want to make friends before they die. That's where our two main characters meet, and it is so good. I need to read more of Adam Silvera's books. I already know that, and this is his most recent one. It's just fantastic. I loved the relationship in it, and like the development of the relationship was so good. People think that they don't really understand or think it's that authentic of a relationship since they only met each other basically a couple hours before this relationship started. But you know what? It is set in a world different from our own. We do have different circumstances occurring in this world, and that's why I love it so much. The next color on the flag is blue, which represents peace. Name a book where one of the characters finds peace with a difficult truth. And for this one, I'm going to have to go with The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. Now, I know this book isn't like Assignment versus the Homo sapiens agenda. It's not like fully an LGBTQ novel, but there are not straight people in this book. Our main character, Molly, is actually a twin sister, and her twin sister, Cassie, is a lesbian. And the novel starts out with Cassie getting a new girlfriend, and Cassie ends up spending so much time with this girlfriend that she doesn't realize how crappy she's being to her sister, and evidently in the end she does find peace with Molly, her sister. She had to face the difficult truth about how crappy she was basically being to her sister, and how she needs to divide her time wisely and not spend all of her time with her girlfriend. And I know it's not that deep of a truth, but I thought that she represented this question very well. And the last color on the flag is purple, which represents spirit. Name a book that deals with LGBTQ plus themes and religion. So I haven't really read a book necessarily dealing with LGBTQ plus involved with religion yet. I do have on my to be read shelf autobiography by Christina Lauren. That one is supposedly deals with that, but I haven't read it yet, so I wouldn't know. But I have somewhat of a book kind of like that. We have A Fire and Stars by Audrey Colehurst. I just thought this book was so interesting because it is set in a world where LGBTQ plus relations is like perfectly normal. Like, it's normal. Like, everyone can marry whoever they want to marry, and like there's no such thing as like an LGBTQ plus person. Like, you're a person. Like, they don't have like labels for it, you know? Like, if a woman marries a woman, that's normal. That's just a woman marrying a woman throughout this land and world. Like, that's normal. Just the theme of that I thought was like so interesting, and I was like, think about how much, I don't know, better our world could be if this was like a reality in that sense. This is a fantasy novel, so not like that, but in the sense of where we don't really have those labels because anyone can be anything they want to be. And I thought that was super, super cool. But if you didn't know, this is a fantasy novel where basically a girl has to marry a prince of a neighboring land, but she has to like conceal her powers because she has magic powers, and apparently if you have magic powers, you were like burned at the stake. And she has to like conceal them, but also trying to like get to know her future husband. But then she also ends up falling for her future husband's sister. Basically the main storyline. That's what I can remember of it. I read it a couple months ago, I want to say, and I really enjoyed it. I believe I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I really hope there's like another book about these people because I want to learn more. Like, the ending wasn't like that good for me, and I want more from it. Themes of sexuality in this novel are like things I think that we should strive to have in our society. So there you go. That was the Pride Flag book tag. Again, thank you so much, Spencer, for tagging me to do this video. I loved the questions a lot, and for tagging people. To be honest, I don't know who I'm going to tag right now. I will leave Channel's link down below for whoever I end up tagging, so check down there if you want to know if you were tagged or not. And even if I didn't tag you, feel free to do this tag and spread the love for Spencer. I love his channel, and I think he did an amazing job for this tag. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all soon with a new video. Bye.